forgotten about. And like it's not like we mentioned it to my dad or anything. And so yesterday morning, when I went to school yesterday, and my mom texted me, and I have exactly what she said. She texted me, and she said, "Dad said that God told him he's getting better. I asked, did God say he wants you better? And he said, my family needs me. I asked, did God say he wants you to, what did God say he wants you to do when you get better? And Dad said, yeah, he wants me to preach his word." And my dad, like that's like crazy, because Blessing called my mom and said that's what she felt, and my dad had no clue about that, and he just said that yesterday. It's crazy.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't pick up on that, basically this woman Blessing kind of maybe felt God telling her that MaeKenna's dad is getting kind of this call to be able to preach God's word that was from his grandpa. And so after MaeKenna's dad started to feel a little bit better, he said that God was kind of telling him that it's going to be okay, that he's with him, that he's going to be good, and that oddly enough, God was telling him that he wants him to be able to preach his word. And so God was kind of speaking through both Blessing and MaeKenna's dad at the same time. Really, really cool. And so so through all this, because this has happened all in the past week, and so like we talked about earlier, what I think is the coolest part and what's the craziest part is that it's not like we're talking up here like this was years ago, your dad's fine now, he's out playing football and it's all good. Like, your dad is currently in the hospital in critical condition, but you're up here sharing with us about the good things that God has been doing, and how your mom has been an incredible just kind of rock, being super faithful, and God's been kind of taking care of your dad. And so I just want to hear about you personally. What have you learned through this, you feel like, even in this short time, or how have you felt personally?
So at first, whenever it was all like going bad, I started getting like really like doubtful. Like I just felt like really heavy on my chest, and like I felt guilty that I was even feeling that way. Like I didn't want to think about that. Like you don't want to think like that. You don't want to think negative towards God. And so I was just feeling like really upset and down about everything. And then whenever one of the nights my dad was in the hospital after the stroke, Blessing came again. And she came in there, and I was kind of just laying there listening to my music. And she came in there, and she was like, when you say your prayers, mean them. Like, mean them, have no doubt. And like, she like told me like this story. And like, she just like really moved me. And ever since then, I've felt like no like doubt, no fear, like nothing. And like, even though my dad's still in critical condition right now at the hospital, I feel like okay. Like, I know everything's gonna be okay. Like, I have no fear.